How are you? I'm back. I'm excited to be here, and I wanted to go through some of the changes you may notice on the channel now that I'm back, and I've got my notes over here. So I'm going to kind of try to keep it cheap and cheerful. I did a lot of research and soul searching in the 10 days to 2 weeks that I've not been publishing readings here on the channel. And it's really been a focus on what direction do I want to take the channel. After 2 years, things kind of got stagnant. So that was a sign to me that something needed to be shifted. So you will be noticing a few changes. The first change is the addition of chapters, and the chapters are as follows. There will always be an introduction, there will always be an oracle, and there will always be a tarot portion. So all that means is I'm putting timestamps in the description box below each video that will show up in the play bar, so you can see the little where the chapters begin and end, so that you can choose your own adventure. Let's say you're new to the channel. If you are, welcome. It's good to have you here, but you don't really know me well and you want to see what my skills are like, just jump to the tarot portion, get a feel for it. You can always come back here and listen to the rest of this crazy long introduction if you so choose. And those of you that are my repeat offenders, as I like to call you, you know, will always likely want to get the introduction, because you know that's where I talk about the astrology and I make special announcements that many of you want to be sure you catch. So you may want to then jump to the tarot and go back to the oracle. Choose your own adventure is what I'm calling it. We'll see if that helps. Keep people engaged. So that you will see. Also, the second thing you'll notice is an intentional focus on divine feminine energy. All that means is my readings will now be coming from the perspective of the divine feminine. It does not mean that divine masculine isn't there. Of course, you know, divine masculine shows up in every twin flame reading, but I'm speaking to the divine feminine audience. The reason I decided to do that is my research was pretty surprising. I realized that 90%, close to 90%, of those of you who are, viewing regularly, overall, it's an average 90% are divine feminine. And it was also reflected in the comments. So I put 2 and 2 together and decided that a lot of the questions that came in where there was confusion was about the DM versus DF and which side am I and which one am I and how do I know who I am. This will eliminate all of that confusion. So it's also my perspective and the perspective I come from, so I can bring more depth of my life experience to those readings as well and help you navigate those tricky areas. So that's why I'm doing it. You will also see some additional readings outside of the regular zodiac for Divine Feminine Collective. Those are going to be deeper dive readings, more involved, based on the questions that come in the comments. So for example, for several months, the question that's been coming in repeatedly is, why is my divine masculine struggling? And I mean like in the connection, right? Well, I can do an entire reading around that question, set that question as the intention for the reading, and everything that comes through is an answer to, an explanation of, or a question around that question. And so those will be probably once or twice a month. So they'll be bigger readings. Let's see. Keep those questions coming is what I wanted to say about that, so that I can sort of take notes on topic. It'll be more topical readings is what I'm trying to get at. So I hope you'll look forward to that. I will also keep up the new moon and the full moon readings, and any special thing like this time it's Lionsgate and the new moon are together on the same day. So all the readings for this month of August do have the flavor of Lionsgate embedded into them. It's hard to avoid. So for example, Aries was all about, the message that came through pretty darn strong for Aries was about reclaiming power. And in order to reclaim power, something needed to be released. There needed to be something cleaned up, let go, put to bed before you could take that first courageous step, make that first courageous act, and then the power comes in. So that was the message for Aries that I feel is connected to Lionsgate. So that's really important. So Taurus, you're going to get a message here too. It was pretty strong in the oracle, and it should carry through to the tarot reading as well, just FYI. All right, finally, you're going to notice a less is more approach, which means I'm only going to go through the zodiac once per month. That's Aries through Pisces instead of twice like I used to do. The readings are longer, deeper, more involved, more focused. It'll be very clear to you if it is or is not your message. And if it's not your message for your sun sign, boom, next, go to your rising, boom, next, sun, moon, rising, Venus, and your north node. So that's what you can expect, and the extendeds will also be very much deeper as well, and many of them will focus solely on divine masculine energy in relationship to the reading that came through for you here on YouTube. Got it? Okay, so that's the ending of the introduction. We're moving on to the oracle portion of the program. That went a little longer than I had hoped. All right, so here's what we've got. What I'm doing is I pre-shuffle and pull your oracle cards. I'm intuitively selecting 3 decks for you here, Taurus. I picked Priestess of Light and the Gateway Oracle, and then I had another deck picked, but the 2 that came out first made me change my direction, so that's going to be powerful. The first card you got from Priestess of Light was card 52. 5 and 2 is 7. Make note of that. Hidden Knowledge, Akashic Records, Silent Understanding. Now, I know it's hard for you to see here, Taurus, but she's wearing a lynx headdress. And the lynx is known for supernatural vision. And the tufted ears here is a representation of their clairaudience. So this is high priestess energy. It is being able to see and hear that which is not readily seen and heard by others. It's a powerful card because it's also saying to me that something across time and space is instantly available to you. You definitely have some intuitive gifts. So very powerful for you here, Hidden Knowledge. The second card that came out from Gateway Oracle is Hearing Messages from Spirit. And I thought, oh, that's pretty connected. I am a clear channel for messages from Spirit. Now, what this card says is it's your spirit guides, your ancestors, your angels even, and your loved ones who have passed on, coming through with specific messages, and you are now a vibrational match to receive those messages. So these 2 cards together came through pretty clearly that you're about to receive downloads if you're not already. So pay attention. Be aware of the signs, symbols, synchronicities. Do not discount anything. You may even want to take a little notepad and just make notes of things that come through so you can see the evidence. I call it my evidence journal. You can see evidence of both of these things coming into being. So then I switched. I had another deck. I can't remember which it was, but I chose to pull from Goddess Power Oracle instead, because I thought, oh, whoever needs this message is channeling some powerful energy, and the goddesses will probably have a better answer. And I pulled Ishtar. Card 23, communion is what Ishtar is about, but I want to read it to you from the guidebook because you can't even miss a word of this. So it's so perfectly in alignment with these 2, it's hard to believe. So card 23, 2 and 3 is 5. So it's letting you know that some change is afoot. And that's why you're in a vibrational match for messages from Spirit, as well as that high priestess intuitive knowledge and accessing what is hidden from others. So it says your intimate relationship with the invisible world is being called upon right now as you enter unfamiliar environments and situations. That's the number 5. It's time to commune with the great goddess, the aspect of the conscious universe in her most collaborative form. The world then becomes your oracle as it opens up and communicates everything you need in the form of signs, omens, and messages. Now is the time to pay attention to synchronicities and those moments when logic and reason fail to give you the full picture. The Mesopotamian goddess Ishtar reminds you of the time in her ancient temples when her priestesses served as oracles, communing with the goddess and imparting wisdom to the people who sought that guidance. Look at everything in your life as an opportunity for communion, losing the need for self-centeredness, connecting to Source in a sacred, intimate way. You will not pray on your knees as a supplicant. You engage the great goddess as a partner in co-creation, participating in the making of worlds. No one needs to rescue you when you act empowered, aware, and awake to the wondrous miracle you're part of. I was kind of blown away by when I saw that come out, and I had never really read that in relationship to any other message coming through. It always seemed to be a standalone for me, but right now I feel like you're getting a very powerful message right in this reading here, Taurus, that you are receiving messages, or you will be. They will be very powerful. Pay attention, get your little lynx ears up, right? And be prepared. It could be life-changing. All right, moving on to tarot. Changing chapters. Here we go, Taurus. Let's see what's coming through for you. Remember, this is Taurus, Divine Feminine, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, and North Node. If you don't know all of those, you can go into the description box and scroll down a little bit. There's a video on how to pull your birth chart so you can see where all your planets, where your ascendant and where your North Node are located. The signs and the houses. I felt so good about it because the message that you got for your morning musing was the time machine. And the time machine is also saying, let the past inform your present, but not become your present, right? Like what belongs to your ancestors should inform you, but not become your cross to bear. Almost a perfect message for this. So, oh, did I already do that? All right, well, here we go. Can't make it up. Emperor. So this is the focus card. It is about divine masculine energy. I'm going to also say that it seems to me, this is Aries coming through. It also seems to me that it could be talking about taking action. What's crossing you? Nine of Cups. So there is an energy of wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups, but so that could be supporting you in this Emperor, with the Emperor coming in, but it can also be about complacency. So I will check that in the, let me get these books out of the way. I will check that in the, when I clarify, my gosh, what's underneath? 10 of Cups. So when I pull for the below portion here, that's really almost as if I was pulling from the bottom of the deck. It's what's in your psyche. It's out of your conscious awareness, but it's always present and informing what you're taking action on or what it is you're trying to, the outcome you're trying to obtain. So far we have the Emperor, wish fulfillment with the Nine of Cups, and underneath is the 10 of Cups. Happy, happy, joy, joy. So really nice here so far, very positive. Let's look at your past. Queen of Wands. Queen of Wands. I'm going to refrain from making comment on her just yet. Let's see what your strength is. Nine of Wands. So what's crowning you here is the Nine of Wands. What crowns us is where we can find strength to also pull from what's underneath, bring it into the present, and have it help us with regard to bringing about our desired outcome. Nine of Wands, no quit in you, Taurus. It's been a stressful, arduous journey for sure. There's something here that it's feeling as if you're on your last legs, but there isn't any quit in you at this time. So yeah, some exhaustion, frustration, but the will to persevere. And your future here, King of Cups. So now we have a King and Queen, Queen of Wands, and the King of Cups. The King of Cups in the future space can be a Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, doesn't have to be. But in my mind's eye, it's talking about emotional availability, very likely of the divine masculine. So now I'm going to pull the rest of the spread. We've got the advice. We've got the energy that surrounds you. We have your hopes or fears and potential outcome. Okay, so the potential outcome here, I'm going to start there. It's kind of funny. Is the Hermit. What is the Hermit, Virgo? What is the Hermit telling you? The Hermit's telling you there's more for you to learn within. There's more self-awareness required. It may represent a solitary journey. I only say that because your advice card is the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups isn't always walking away from something. Sometimes it's walking toward. And my reference is there are 8 cups here. If the 10 is what you want, then there's something missing. How many cups are missing? 2. Two of Cups, the soulmates card. So I almost feel as if you're being advised to stay on your path, moving toward your soulmate, and that may require a little bit of a solitary journey, more going within, to be sure you are really looking at your own motivations, is what that card is instructing you to do. The energy surrounding you is the Eight of Swords. So this may mean that on some level you're feeling blocked. You're responding to lots of negative self-talk, which is having you second guess yourself and how to move forward. So I'm seeing that stuck energy, the blocker, your hopes or fears. I feel like this is a little bit of a fear. The Five of Wands, remember we've got change, and that was coming through with Ishtar in your oracle. But you know, the fives are about change, and in this case it's about maybe some interference, some disharmony or disunity, not being on the same page. It can be inner conflict, but we'll get to it as soon as I go ahead and clarify. All right. I kind of like that we get that Hermit. The Hermit, also the Hidden Knowledge. Hidden Knowledge card, Akashic Silent Understanding, yes. But the Hermit gives you that space to really get quiet so you can hear. So you can hear those messages coming in. What I'm saying is, don't fear the Hermit. All right. Emperor first, please. Aries energy coming through, Divine Masculine coming through, action. Two of Wands, Ace of Cups, and another two. Really powerful. All right, I can tell already that I'm going to need to move everything over. So what I'm seeing here is things may be up in the air with regard to your divine feminine. This is the love of your life. It may represent, this may be somebody, I may be talking to a Taurus who is dealing with a new twin flame connection, maybe first recognition, not certain how to approach it. Underneath is the Two of Wands. This is about choosing the path and moving toward that which you desire. Look at the Two of Wands with the palm, the world in the palm of his hand, the world of possibilities. It's all right in front of you. You just have to choose what you want. So I do feel like the two twos coming in are saying to you, well, if you're unsure, there's more work you need to do since it's under the deck. It's not in your conscious awareness, because this person could be the love of your life. Could be the one you've been waiting for, or if you are already aware of who this person is, and you're quite firm on their role as divine masculine, there may be something that you're kind of trying to, weigh the realities on the ground before you set off on your path. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing coming in. Nine of Cups, that's crossing you. The crossing card is either there to support you, or can often be a form of complication. Nine of Wands is the complication. Well, now we have a King and Queen of Cups. So there's definitely love here. This Queen of Cups being underneath Taurus is letting me know that despite the difficulty that you're feeling and maybe feeling kind of abandoned or shut out by this person, you haven't given up. Nine of Wands comes out a second time, and there's the Five of Pentacles. So I feel as if this Nine of Cups is representing complacency, and that is what's causing you frustration. You haven't given up on the situation. I feel like this divine masculine you're dealing with here, feminine, is resting on their laurels. They're not taking action. They're the one that's undecided. They're the ones with the things up in the air. They are the ones that need to choose the path, is the way it's coming out to me. See how I said divine masculine would show up? So that's a situation you're dealing with. It's causing you a great deal of frustration, and you're kind of feeling on the outside looking in. You may have abandonment issues, but I don't think that's what I'm seeing here. I think I'm seeing that you really don't know how to access the warmth of this connection, because this person just hasn't really come down on one side or another as to whether or not they're going to walk this path with you. but the love remains. So the Queen of Cups is very emotionally intuitive. She's the empath of the tarot. She can kind of feel what everybody else is feeling. So I'm glad she's under the deck, though, because when she shows up on the top of the deck with other stress elements around it, she can kind of get needy. So I'm glad you've got that under control. Underneath here is the Ten of Cups. What is it in your heart of hearts, and what are you discharging in your sleep state for the outcome you desire is this Ten of Cups. Yes, endings and new beginnings with the one you love. Star, keeping hope alive that this love will come in. How beautiful is that? This is gorgeous. World, Star, and the Knight of Cups. All clarifying. I mean, it's really pretty. All clarifying the Ten of Cups. Let me show it to you. So the Star is telling me you haven't given up. You are keeping hope alive, and trust that the universe has your back and will grant the wish. I know. It's really nice. So I'm glad that at least from the point of view of your psyche, you're keeping a positive mindset. That's really important. There's hope here. There's hope here. I know it's not easy, and I know you're frustrated and you're kind of at the end of your ropes, but there's hope here. Let's see what this Queen of Wands in the past is about. That's Aries, Leo, Sag, could be. Eight of Swords. Wheel of Fortune. All right, I feel like in the past you got blocked here, Taurus. I feel as if you were just, feeling your power, definitely the leader in the connection, firing on all cylinders, knowing your, having that energetic presence along with a little bit of mysticism. And then you kind of got caught in a loop of self-doubt and not knowing how to move forward. And you know what happened? It blocked the wheel. So the Wheel of Fortune, it wants to move in your favor, but if you get out ahead of that wheel with this is like sticking stanchions in the ground, right? One after another, and the wheel can't kind of roll through. So I feel like you kind of blocked yourself, and therefore the wheel was at a standstill. But the good news is Temperance. Underneath is Temperance. I feel as if on some level you knew instinctively that the wheel would move again in time, that you just needed to come back to balance and flow through patience, the wisdom of patience. So I feel as if on some level this is double Sagittarian energy here. So you could be dealing with a Sag, but I see Aquarius, a little bit of Capricorn too, and obviously Aries, Virgo. Yeah. So I kind of feel like what happened is you got thrown off your throne. Oh my God. I'm sorry, I'm having word finding problems. You got tossed off your throne by your own self, your negative self chatter. That's coming out in the energy that's surrounding you. That I can't do it. I don't know what to do. I don't know my next best step. What are they doing? Well, if I do this, well, what will they do that? Right? No, you're overthinking it. And therefore the wheel can't move in your favor. Nine of Wands, yes. See, there it is. I feel like what's going to push you toward this joyful moment of coming home, reclaiming the love of the twin, not reclaiming it because it's there. Let me rephrase that. Reclaiming the forward motion toward this ultimate goal is that what's leading you there is your failure to give up. It's perfect for you, Taurus, because y'all dig your darn heels in on every other damn thing. You might as well do it here too. Love you. Yeah, there it is. New beginning, something powerful, committed, connected, grounded in reality in 3D, and therefore maybe an up-leveling of the connection is what you're patiently waiting for. Persistence is helping you get there, even though you feel exhausted. Queen of Swords underneath. Yeah, so on some level, you may have some questions around this, but I feel like the Queen of Swords is coming in more as the like checking your emotions and leaving them at the door. This is the readiness to have a conversation, but one that is not emotionally charged. Just facts, ma'am. So I do feel like that's something that's kind of hovering here in the back. Is there something you want to get clear on with your divine counterpart, and you know that you've got to resolve all the emotional confusion first, especially because that Eight of Swords is out both past and present. King of Cups in the future. Moving forward, yes. Yes, sirree. And there's your Ten of Cups. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Now, the Three of Swords is underneath. Don't panic. Every card has positive, upright and reversed energy associated with it. I'm feeling as if things will be all systems go. That's Cancerian energy. You could be dealing with a Cancer. And that love that you've been kind of cultivating in your sleep and dream state starts to come in. Yeah, the Three of Swords underneath kind of lets me know that on some level you may have concern about heartache, but it isn't going to stop you. Imagine and visualize these swords falling out, because that's what I feel you'll be doing here in your subconscious realm, is just saying, nope, this person is now emotionally available. I'm moving forward to my happily ever after. Risks be damned. There's risk inherent in everything. I think that's letting you know you're consciously aware that, there's no sure thing, but you're going to move forward anyway. So your message from Spirit, the advice that you're getting is the Eight of Cups. Let's see what that's about. Devil. Okay. Wow, the Fool. Yes. And the Sun. Perfect. So I was thinking about, when I pulled up this card, and normally it's the walking away from what doesn't serve you card, but in this one, he's not really walking away. He's almost walking, if you can look at the image, he's walking past it. Kind of like, here's the Eight of Cups, and he's walking by it instead of his back to it. So it's almost to me, and that's why I said I'm feeling a reference to staying on your path and continuing to move forward, which is what I see here in the future. And the Devil comes in to say, don't get stuck. Don't dig your heels in too deep. Don't get over controlled about it. The Devil, Capricorn energy is here twice now, because we have the World, which is also Capricorn, and it's about Saturn. Learning lessons the hard way. You don't need to do that. So don't fall into old patterns. Don't fall into old toxic ways of thinking. Eight of Swords twice, right? Take the freaking leap, because your happiness depends on it. Okay? Don't get too rigid. Don't get too worried. And for the love of all that's holy, don't overthink it. Tough love time with Laura. I love you, Taurus. Page of Cups. Three of Cups. All right, so here's what you're overthinking. I think there may have been a situation where you had doubts about this person's sincerity, your divine masculine sincerity. I feel like you need to bust away from that. This Three of Cups is telling me there's something more joyful on the horizon for you if you can get out of your own way. And here's a card of, success and victory and coming back through this. You've got double Nine of Wands here, coming through this arduous, stressful, challenging journey, all the hurdles you've had to jump for this connection or within it or because of it. You're coming back the victor. Look at the wreath of peace there. There's reconciliation here. There's, win-win outcomes. And I feel like you just kind of have to, all of this is available to you here, Taurus. It's all available to you, but you have to get out of your own way. So the self-doubt is what's keeping that from coming in. That's why you're being told, don't turn your back. Walk alongside, stay on your path, and don't get tripped up by old toxic patterns. Just take that leap of faith. Oh my gosh. Okay, so Laura's playing with the cards here. Five of Wands is in your hopes or fears. I feel like you're fearing conflict, drama. Two fives in a row. See? Five of Wands, Five of Cups. There's regret here, sadness, loss, grief, conflict. Things that right, like this may be about that. And that's why that Three of Swords is there. It's not far from your mind because, you know, this is your fear, is you're going to go through it all over again. My message to you, dear Taurus, is don't start none, won't be none. That's when it comes to this, that's the one way to overcome this fear, is to just not yet. Don't get into it. Page of Wands. Keep an optimistic, positive attitude. Keep things light, okay? And allow the past to go away. Ten of Swords underneath suggests that on some level, you're still consciously aware of a painful ending. The point is, it's over. That part of it is over. It could be a phase, it could be a cycle, it could be an experience. Maybe there was a tower moment. So I do think you have fears that you're just going to repeat that. The way to overcome it, and I feel like you may be afraid that you're dealing with a player energy, possibly. That Page of Wands may be part of why you're coming in with the two fives, Five of Wands and Cups. You may be worried about that, but that's behind you now. So the best I can say to you is let that, let that be your leading thought, is the worst is behind me. I haven't given up on this connection, so there must be something worth fighting for. Got it? Fighting. Five of Wands. Fight for it. The Hermit is your potential outcome. I'm going to put it over here since you can't see it when it's way up top. Oh my gosh, okay. I love it. All right, so here's what I want to tell you, Taurus. The minute you withdraw from any, drama, trauma, tragedy, they always come back. There it is. The Knight of Wands comes in to save the day, right? You're gonna disappear from the scene, and they're gonna be at your front door like that. There's your King of Pentacles, committed, ready to have your back, show up for you in 3D. And then you get your chance to speak truth to power. Then all this Queen of Swords, all the questions that have been coming up in your mind are something that you can, put out there. It's underneath, so it won't be the driving force of the outcome. It'll be a byproduct of it. So take the advice that, the Hermit isn't about you having a dark night of the soul. It's not about you being alone and lonely. It's about pulling back, going within, retreating within for a while to kind of get clear on your motivations and everything that's happened here for you instead of reflecting inward on what's happened to you, it's about reflecting on what has happened for you. So that when this person shows up, prepared to commit, damn, you'll be ready to fly like the wind. What a beautiful, powerful reading for you. I do feel your oracle was the strongest portion here, but this is a beautiful overall reading. Stay in this positive mindset. Let bygones be bygones. Don't fear the reaper. You've already been through the worst of it. Get out of your own way. Those are my messages. If this is speaking to you, the extended is solely about your divine masculine. We're going to look at how do they see the situation? How do they feel about it? How do they feel about you? What does Spirit have for advice for how to negotiate their energy coming in the mix? Because we all have free will, so they're going to show up as how they show up. I'll pull a card for that. So it's a deep dive just like this for the divine masculine. If this is resonating for you, the link to the extended is below. I look forward to seeing you there or in a future reading, Taurus. Let me know in the comments if you like the new, the new framework and the new changes. Be honest with me. I can take it. I'm all grown up. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you on the other side in the extended or in a future reading. Bye.